Poza rządem. Program o organizacjach pozarządowych.
Hello, my name is Irmina. It's again program EVS Streaming Live. Like every month, since a couple of them, we discover different aspects of the European Voluntary Service. We meet volunteers, people who come from abroad and perform their voluntary work here in Krakow. They mostly work with children and youth. I invite the volunteers from STRIM Association, and they are here to talk about their work, to share their experience and opinions. And today, the topic for us is, surprisingly, we will not talk about donuts, even if it's a tłusty czwartek, the donuts day to eat a lot of pączki. Did you eat some pączki?
I did.
Okay, so our guest, who is Fotis from Greece, he already confirmed, but today we're gonna talk about travels and traveling, how to do it in the most exciting, alternative, adventurous way possible. And Fotis, as I already introduced you, can you say a few words about yourself? Where are you coming from? What are you doing here exactly?
Cool. Cześć. So I'm Fotis and I'm 21 years old. I come from Greece. I live in Athens. It's the capital city. And there I study psychology. And now I'm here in Krakow. Almost 6 months now, I guess. Working in a special school for disabled children. Doing my EVS.
Exactly, I confirm. And can you tell me, is it your first time on the radio program that is live?
I
or
think
maybe
so.
Not?
No, it's the first time, yeah.
Okay.
And it's so weird, but in a good way,
Great. So I'm happy that you have, like maybe among different things that you tried for the first time in Poland, as probably is speaking Polish. Then another life experience, it will be being on the radio here. So it's cool. Welcome.
Great. Nice to be here.
Tell us, in your native language, that is Greek, how do you pronounce, how do you translate the word traveling or the verb to travel?
The verb is taxidevo, and the noun traveling is taxidi.
Taxidi.
Yes.
It's something like taxi, right? It sounds the same, no?
Nothing to do, but yeah, the sound, I guess, like it's similar.
Okay, just I asked about this just to hear the sound. But yeah, taxidi. Taxidi. Okay.
Yeah, it's good. Very good.
What is traveling for you? Like, do you have your own definition? Have you thought about this?
Well, I thought a little bit about it, but I don't think I have a special definition, because at first I was thinking that maybe it's like going wherever, even your own country. Now I think I've come to a point that I guess that I see traveling as an experience more when it refers to traveling outside from your country, and more of a process when you travel in your own country. Like, okay, you're traveling when you go from one place to another in your own country, but the experience is not the same and doesn't have the same essence. So I guess for me, traveling is going away from your known places, maybe probably in another country, meeting new things. Yeah, that's all.
And now you are here in Krakow because you traveled, right? You decided to take this journey to start your different new life here. What can be other reasons for traveling besides doing EVS in Poland? That is, of course, a great reason.
Tourism can be a great reason for traveling, just for the fun of it, for vacation. Studies can also be a good reason to travel and meet new places. Visiting friends can also be a very good way to start a journey. What else? I don't know. These are the 3 top things that come in my mind. And job in general, like job offers, looking for a job, whatever.
And do you recall in your life experience some small or bigger travel that was important to you, that somehow, I don't know, changed you or influenced you?
Yeah, actually I do. I was actually in Poland again before 1 year ago anyway. Again, volunteering in some organizations in Wrocław. And that was the first time I actually left my home for such a long period of time and was actually alone somewhere because I stayed with my parents.
How long was it?
It was for 2 months,
Okay.
a summer, from the beginning of July till the end of August. And it was a very unique time for me because we were 35 volunteers from around the world living on the same floor of the dorms of the Economic University in Wrocław. And it was a very unique period of time for me. I realized a lot, I learned a lot, I met so many people, and also I proved to myself, actually I validated, let's say, that I really do like traveling and meeting new cultures and people a lot. Because sometimes you say so, but when it comes to action, it doesn't work like that. So yeah, I think it introduced me to that way of maybe life that I want to have.
And what happened there, or what made it special for you?
It was special because of the people, I guess. Because really there were people from all around the world, from China and Indonesia and Taiwan to Kenya, Egypt, United States, Canada, Europe, everywhere. So I got to meet a lot of people, all of them, most of them, let's say, quite open. And it really made me, I guess, mature a lot and realize some things that I really want in my life. And it also, when this period came in my life, I was in a point that I was feeling kind of blocked. And it changed everything. It was like magic. I don't know, I cannot explain it very well, but it's really because of the friends and the people that I met, really.
You mentioned people, and I was wondering, it is somehow related with my next question, the question I thought to ask you. Do you prefer to travel alone and to meet people, or do you prefer to be in a group or with some peers? Does it really matter for you?
It matters. I don't think I clearly prefer one over the other because I think it's different experiences. For example, I don't think that traveling as a group, first of all, I don't believe that traveling as a tourist somewhere can actually change you. Like going for 1 week somewhere for me is not enough to experience how the life is in this place that you're going. So I'm gonna talk about traveling for long-term periods of time, let's say. I guess when you travel with people you already know, you get kind of stuck in the image that you and the other people have about yourself. So you cannot do things so easily that make you step out of your comfort zone. On the contrary, when you're traveling alone, sometimes you do stuff that when you look back at, or if you thought about something like that, before you do them, you would say, I would never do that. It's not like me. And then you realize that maybe this is like you. So I guess traveling alone and meeting people, for me is better, but still it's a different experience because also traveling in group can make you bond better. So it provides you with other things and still you get to meet new places and new people again, so you never know.
And do you recall some example of a situation when, as you say, like you are brave enough to do something, or you somehow, like it's a cliche, but you went out of your comfort zone and then you were like, well, maybe it wouldn't happen if I was with other people, if I would have traveled in more comfort, safe, I don't know, comfortable conditions.
Yeah, I do. The first time I came in Warsaw, when I was in Wrocław, I really liked the city. I came with some friends, so but I didn't go to Auschwitz because I didn't have time. So when my project back then finished, I said that I'm going back to Warsaw for 1 week. Not Warsaw, Krakow. Sorry.
I was
something was going wrong.
Trying to connect all the elements, and now you explain.
Yeah,
of course,
so
Krakow.
And I said that I would come back after my project finishes. And I did come back, but because I was in a point that I had literally like maybe 20 euros for 3 weeks. Let's say that's 80 zloty for 3 weeks. I was in a very tight place economically. I just came here with the bus and I left my bag in a locker in the bus station. And then I spent, okay, the original plan was for 1 week. It was 5 days, let's say. I couldn't manage more. I spent 5 days either partying during the night and sleeping during the day, like in Wawel, because it was summer, it was very warm.
Outside?
Like, yeah, like in Wawel, or sleeping during the night, like for 3 hours in the bus station, or meeting people and arranging things in that way. So yeah, I guess that was like a moment that I really, and maybe now looking at it, still I don't know if I would do it. Like if you told me tomorrow you go someplace for 1 week with nothing and you just stay on the street, I would tell you, I will see about it. But back then it was really something that came very natural to me, and I was really surprised by myself. And it didn't felt something that was outside from me. It really, so yes, I do have this in me. Yeah.
Sleeping in the king's place, in Wawel Castle, sounds really cool. And I will definitely ask you about some more secret stories. Welcome again, it's Irmina and EVS Streaming Live. Tonight I discuss with my guest Fotis about traveling, travels, and how to make it adventurous and let's say like budget-oriented or economic friendly, but we will get to this point because I think it's also important. And you mentioned before the music that it happened to you, for example, to sleep outside. It also happened to me when I was traveling, and I wanted to ask you, do you have some other hints, tips for how to make your travel more enjoyable, or how to, I don't know, save money, or how things can be done like differently?
Okay. I guess this also has to do with the person, because for example me, I can cut down on food a lot, so I might eat like one burger from McDonald's, like €1 per day, and I will be okay for that for a short period of time. Other people might not be able to do that, but in general I think hostels are a very good idea for accommodation because they're cheap. Also you get to meet people. Sometimes that can lead to weird situations. Never happened to me, but I've heard like stories from people. But it's good. Also, camping sometimes is a really good idea. For example, if you travel in Greece during the summer, camping is a very, very good option because although it's illegal, like it really is not illegal because no one is gonna, it's very rare that they're gonna like tell you, okay, take your tent and go, and okay, they tell you go 20 meters next to where you were before and you set up again. But anyway, camping is a good idea too, I guess. And also these websites like
couchsurfing, maybe?
Like couchsurfing, it's very helpful. Now also you can, in this case, you can meet people that can show you around. They can give you maybe a taste of what authentic life in this place is like. And then in regards of traveling, like buses, planes, everything, if you check everything quite well, which is something that I never do, and quite
in advance, right?
Yes. Then also you can find a way to navigate yourself with spending quite very little money. So yeah, I guess that's all. And I guess that everyone finds out what suits them better. For example, yeah, me, I would cut down on food. Someone else would cut down on, I don't know, something different. Drinks, for example. I don't know.
What about hitchhiking? Have you ever tried to hitchhike?
Okay, I had this conversation actually 2 days ago.
Is there a story behind?
No,
scary
no
story that you want to share?
I've never actually hitchhiked. Although at some point I was very eager to do so, and I was thinking about it, but after all we found the car. Anyway, but it's something that in general hitchhiking is quite outside of the Greek way of thinking, in a way that like I hear the word and for me it's like a label like turns on with light and says danger, danger, danger. That's like the only thing I can think about. Not that sleeping like on the street is like any more better, but it's not something logical so much. So no, I've never hitchhiked, but I would like to do it. I don't know if I could plan my trip depending on hitchhiking. I don't think I could do that. But definitely I would like to try it.
Can you tell us something more about, like I got intrigued about how it is seen in Greece, the idea of hitchhiking, like I don't know, it's something that it's said to be a danger, or maybe people who do it are seen specifically?
No, in general it's something quite unusual nowadays. Like I think in the past it was more used, but nowadays it's okay, maybe in some small islands to go to one place from one place to the other, like maybe you can do it there, for sure you can do it in some places and it's okay, but for example to go from Athens to the second big city, which is Thessaloniki, and it's like 6 hours by car away, like you would never hitchhike. Like it's
really,
it sounds, for me saying that, it sounds really, really weird. I never met any person, and I've met quite a lot of crazy people actually, that would do that. It's not something usual, and yes, it's one thing that we've associated, I guess, with danger. But in general, in Greece, we have that. For example, we don't have hostels. We have only hotels. We have one hostel, I think, in Athens. So, in general, like, this whole thing of more careless, carefree traveling is not so used. It's not so common in Greece. There are people doing it, but it's not something that the majority of the people would do.
Okay.
For sure.
If not hitchhiking, then like the question personally to you, what would be your favorite way of traveling, meaning like, you know, the transport? Bus, train, plane, maybe a boat? Okay.
I really do enjoy boats because I come from an island in Greece, Crete, and it's 9 hours by boat to go there. So I really enjoy boats a lot, especially when you travel by night. But I guess if you think about what's more comfortable, I would guess plane. Because really a plane is so comfortable. Also a boat can be comfortable because you can sleep, it's huge, you can do things. But I guess I would choose plane.
Is it let's say, maybe not the only, but the most popular way to leave your island, to leave Crete? Is it a boat? Because I'm
yeah, it's the most popular. There are for sure there are no buses or train, but
no under sea buses.
There is actually something like that between France and England, I think, a train.
Yeah.
Anyway. But no, there are also planes and quite a lot of people use them, but like ships are like huge and with many people I think it's the most popular means of transport to Crete.
All right. Look, you started to tell us before, you started earlier to tell me something about what can traveling give you, how did it already develop you, and I will definitely go back to this and ask you some more questions and sentences that you can refer to.
Poza rządem. Program o organizacjach pozarządowych.
EVS Streaming Live, and tonight we talk about travels and traveling, but also about Greece. During the music break we started to discuss a bit the good stuff. We discussed a bit food that is coming from Greece. And Fotis, before I ask you something that is specifically related with your country and the perception of it in the world, I wanted to ask you, like, again, to repeat, what a great stuff you got from your parcel. Because one thing is really lovely, I would say.
Okay, so
like briefly, can you say?
My mother sent me a parcel anyway. My parents did.
A traveling parcel.
Yeah,
it travels, so it's well in the topic.
Traveled quite a lot of time actually. It took so much time to get here. Anyway, so I got like oil, marmalade. I got tangerines. It's the right word after all. I think it's mandarins.
Yes, in Polish you would say mandarynki.
Mandarynki, po grecku to jest mandarinia.
Oh.
I also got like some pasta, some Greek coffee, some alcohol from Greece and some other stuff. So yeah, it was good. It was good. I'm very happy. And cheese, I got good goat cheese.
A lot of great stuff traveled straight from where? From
Athens. They traveled from Crete to Athens and from Athens to Krakow.
Okay, that was a really long trip. And this thing with little mandarynki traveling from Greece to Poland, I think it's really beautiful.
It's fun.
And the question that is somehow, I think, related with this is I wonder if traveling a bit around and now living in Krakow, did you meet some stereotypes about your country or people, Greek people?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I have, but not like in a very profound way, like not something so, not profound, I don't think it's the right word. Anyway, like not so visible, I guess. And not something that I didn't already know of. I guess like the stereotype that, okay, Greek people, they're very happy all the time and we dance a lot and we say opa. No one says opa, really. It's like something so weird to say, like, especially if you're not over 60, to say opa, or if you're not really drunk and dancing a very specific dance. So I guess this is one thing, and this is like, for me, a harmless stereotype. Come on, it's funny. But like, there is this stereotype that, like, also we also say it for ourselves sometimes, that we are lazy people, and I really don't agree with that. I don't believe that Greek people are lazy. Sometimes it seems like we're lazy because we go out a lot. This is true. We are all the time outside. We are having coffees, beers, whatever. But I think we are no more lazier than any other nation, or we are just as hardworking, or in some cases, I don't know, yeah. So I guess these are the two biggest stereotypes that I've met. Oh, and also something about the students, that like something like a joke about Greek students that really we do nothing, which is really not true. Although we do have a kind of fairer system in our universities, like a little bit more accepting towards the students and their failures compared to Poland, for example. But anyway.
Do you think that traveling can be helpful to understand the reasons of stereotypes or to fight the stereotypes?
To understand the reasons?
Do you think that traveling, so like meeting people, can be helpful for you or for them to understand better the reasons or of the stereotypes, or just to fight them?
Okay. I don't really think so about understanding the reasons. I think it's something that sometimes makes no sense. Okay, I don't know. But for sure about fighting stereotypes, yes, of course, traveling, it's in general, like, if you have, usually stereotypes are just things that are so, let's say, not specific, cover, like, you cannot characterize a person, a nation, or anything by one characteristic. So when you come and you see all the rest of the characteristics, even if this characteristic exists in some amount, then you cannot just judge something by just only this characteristic, I guess. So yeah, fighting stereotypes through traveling is something that is totally humbling. I don't know. Yeah, for sure.
And would you agree on like I have here some like quite some interesting sentences about they are related with traveling, and I wonder if you agree with them, and if maybe you think they could be helpful for you. And one of them goes like this: make mistakes, lots of them, when traveling.
I don't agree. I don't agree in the sense that you already will make mistakes anyway. I don't agree that it's something that has to have like a suit in front of it. Like it's not a must. Like you're already gonna make any mistakes, and sometimes making mistakes can be really dangerous for you. So I believe that since anyway you're gonna do the mistakes and you're gonna learn from that, you shouldn't actually be so let's say careless to actually think that making mistakes is just good, because on that moment it's not good. It's good after some months, some weeks, some whatever, that you can laugh about it or learn from it, but at that moment you can get in really weird situations, even dangerous. So no, I don't agree.
So being
without
open,
that meaning, sorry, that
yes.
you should be like overprotective of yourself. I don't say that. Yeah, you shouldn't control everything, but just shouldn't taste the mistake, I guess.
Sure.
That's what I'm thinking.
Makes sense to me. So to be open and chilled and trying new things, but not careless,
yeah,
right? As
I guess
you say,
so.
especially when you travel.
Yeah.
What about the idea that the less you have, the happier you are? That it's related with the thought that possessions own you, and especially when you travel. So do you think that the less you have with you, the more free you are, or there is no connection?
Okay, this is a weird sentence for me, because theoretically and from an ideology point of view, I totally agree. But when it comes to myself, I really like my stuff and I really want it with my life. So I don't agree. Like to come here, I took like 2 suitcases and like I came back.
I remember because I met you.
Yeah.
At the station.
And you also carried them like at some point. So yeah, I guess like, yeah, I agree with that you shouldn't have to carry a lot, and for sure it's not the most important thing that you have like 5 different t-shirts to change. As important it is at least to be able to see a place and be comfortable and look around and everything. But I'm the kind of person that will bring 30 t-shirts. So.
And I think it's cool to just to say, I appreciate that you say how you are, right? Not trying to say that 3 t-shirts would be enough. No, but myself, I'm like this, and I can say that, of course. But 30?
But, I don't know, like, okay, maybe 20, I don't know.
But possessions don't owe you, you just...
No, for sure not, for sure not.
People are not alone in being alone. What about this one? And I think now about what you said, that if I understood well, like in Greek culture, it's something very neutral and positive to be in a group and to, like, to go out, to meet people, to spend time with people, right?
Yeah,
to be social, to function like as a part of some group. So, what about this one? Like, what about this idea that you are not alone in being alone?
I don't know if I totally get it as a sentence, but I think that... Okay, can you explain it to me a little bit? I feel stupid right now.
No, you're not. It's like, what it would mean to me is that is this admiration for these moments when you are on your own, when traveling, and when you don't really look to meet other people, and when you don't need, when you don't look for other people to realize some of your needs.
Okay.
But for example, you decide to travel on your own, or you just decide to go somewhere and to be alone, to avoid people, maybe to have some deeper reflection or something like this. Do you believe in this, that you can like be happy, be okay for a longer time when traveling, without really being a part of some bigger group.
Yeah, I do believe in that, although I do believe that having, or at least making connections, like you don't have to be like in a group, you don't have to be chained to other people, but I do believe that connections are a very important thing. And it's something that I really have realized the past few months here, that really connecting to people is the essence for me of everything, after all. So yeah, like for sure, like finding time for yourself and taking time to recollect your thoughts and evaluate what's have been going on in your life, what your goals, I don't know, whatever. And for sure, traveling gives you the opportunity to do that, and it's perfect because you can take a distance and look at your life from a different perspective. But I really do believe that it's, at least for me, maybe for some other person it would be different. For me, it's not healthy to be alone for a long time. Like, for example, when I first came here, there was a period of time that I took a lot of time to talk with myself, let's say, and I wouldn't go out with other people so much for a period of time, and I realized that after some point this would actually become a hindrance, like an obstacle for my whole experience, and not helping me. Because I also do believe that just by letting go and connecting with people, you can again realize a lot of things, but not in such an active way. So you just realize them, that they are just happening without you having to think about them so much. And you're changing anyway. So, yeah.
So rather with people than without. But it depends.
Mix,
as you said.
a mix.
Yes.
Having time for yourself, but not being completely on your own.
A journey is best measured in friends rather than in miles or kilometers. I think you will like this one.
Yeah, no, I do like it. I agree with both, but I think that friends are more important. For sure, it's very important to go to many places, to see as many things as you can. But for me, it's more important to say that I have friends in 5 cities, 5 countries, than necessarily to say that I have been in all 5 countries.
Of course, and then
because then I can also go to these countries
exactly.
Anyway.
That was my idea. That once you have good connection, you can always come back. And do you have like in your imagination, or maybe it exists somewhere on paper, this kind of a map of possible places that you can?
I do.
Isn't that nice to create this?
It is. It's perfect.
Nice,
I don't know. It's like daydreaming. So the next big trip that I want to make, I really wanted to be in Southeast Asia for some reason, and also I have friends there in many countries there, and I think it has so magnificent sceneries and places that just being able to observe all this beauty around you. And also it's something that from a cultural point of view is very different from ours, so it's also very interesting. So yeah, Southeast Asia, like a tour or something, and then I would guess I really want to go see the Northern Lights. So, and I wanted to go when I was here, but I was searching for flights to Iceland and accommodation, and I couldn't find any cheap flights, and also the people I was talking to through couchsurfing, they were declining me, so I could not. I didn't have anything to go, it was too expensive, I guess. So these are the 2 things that I really pop in my mind like that. But also I want to go like to place like Africa, like I want to go also to place that it's like you can go all the time. I was thinking of maybe going, we have, I don't know if that's international or not, Doctors Without Borders. Maybe it's a Greek thing. Like
I think we have this Lekarze Bez Granic, yes.
Okay,
we have also this, we can participate in this program.
That you can volunteer and go to war zones and everything, or to places that you really need it. And I also I don't know, it's a very far-fetched thought. It's something really not in the moment, not in the present right now, but it's something that has passed through my mind, and I don't know, yeah.
So we will go back to the present, that now I also started to have this idea about where could I go or where you will go, this idea about the future. We will go back to the past, to the present. And actually you answered already my future question about what is on your list, what will be next. But for now, for still a couple of months, you are here, and we can think, you can think, maybe you think how to combine this passion for traveling with your present life in Krakow, with EVS project. Is it possible to travel, to learn, to discover Poland a bit or not?
Poza rządem. Program o organizacjach pozarządowych.
Our last part, before we finish for tonight, discussing about traveling and Greece and adventurous traveling and different opinions that my guest Fotis has. Fotis, did EVS help you to discover Poland or Krakow? Did it somehow encourage you to travel around, or maybe not?
Well, I guess yes, but I haven't really discovered yet, because I was skipping my free days, because we only have 18, something that should change.
No politics here.
To take them in the spring, because really I couldn't go traveling with -10 or something. And also it happened that when everyone else was booking, I didn't have money, so anyway. But no, I'm actually planning quite many trips right now. I'm going to Torun for my training next week. After that I'm going to Gdansk. I want to find another place to go before Gdansk. I'm searching. I also want to go towards Norway. I'm not really sure, but that's not Poland anyway. Again, I want to go to Wrocław, where I was last summer. I have places that I want to be to, but it's quite general so far.
Sure. And will you ever stop traveling?
No, I don't think so. Maybe the way it's gonna change, because I guess I won't be able to just go spend 9 months in some place when I'll have a job and a steady life. But I don't think that... I will say something different. I was in a hostel the first time I came in Krakow, and on the wall it said, traveling is the only thing that you buy that actually makes you richer. And I think that actually working to be able to travel is one very useful thing, more useful than buying clothes, although I do like clothes a lot. So yeah, I don't think I will ever stop, ever, as long as I am able to.
Look, we really need to finish. We're running out of time, though I feel like we could discuss much longer about this. I wish you all small, bigger plans for your trips happen, and I wish you learn a lot and enjoy them a lot.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming here tonight and sharing your experience.
Thank you for having me.
And with the listeners. And I want to invite all of you for the next program, because this is not the end, and we'll be back next month with a different topic, a totally different one, that's for sure, and with different guests. The topic will be announced on the Radio Pryzmat website and on Facebook of STRIM. So you can search for the podcasts also from the programs on the Radio Pryzmat website. And well, I'm going to leave you with the last song, as we really need to finish, and it will be Lawrence Baman, Round and Round. So travel and travel, round and round. Thank you, Fotis, and thanks to all of you for listening.